René and Gernot, they will give you all the insights that you have to know for Avinoc. Guys, it's a pleasure to have you on board.
Thanks.
Thank you. And Taran, give it to me.
Yeah, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be here today in Dubai with you together. My name is René, and I'm one of the founders, and as well I'm the CEO of our company called Avinoc. I'm a professional pilot, flying private jets more than 10 years, and since that time I'm also organizing flight for some customers in the private jet industry with private jets. Our company has been working since 2018 on the topics of aviation, blockchain, and digitalization. And tonight I have the pleasure to present you the future of aviation together with one of my partners from Avinoc. Gernot, please introduce yourself.
Thanks René. And before we start, also a very good evening from our side. I hope you enjoyed your afternoon and also the dinner we will have later on. And I will start with a really big thank you to our new partners, to Zeniq and also to SAFIR. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure for us to stay here on stage and to introduce our company and to show you our new product. Okay. My name is Gernot, as I said before, and I'm a professional economist, working on C-levels almost 20 years in the past, in different industries, and therefore I'm the number crunch in the company, of course. Yeah. And I'm also a co-founder and partner of Avinoc, and I'm the CFO. As you can hopefully imagine in our video, seeing our intro video, tonight we're not only talking about aviation, but we are also talking about, like René already said, we are also talking about blockchain technology and of course tokenization and token. And as René already said, bringing the aviation industry and blockchain industry together, that was the reason why we founded our company, and that was the reason why we called our company Avinoc, because Avinoc stands for Aviation Network Operation Chain. So what's our vision as a company? Our vision is to solve the serious and obvious structural, processual, and business problems of the aviation industry. And of course, there's no vision without our mission. So, our mission is to find the gap in the market and to build a global business around. But why is the blockchain so important for the aviation industry? I have two voices out of the industry explaining to it. Blockchain is particularly well suited to tackle aerospace unique challenges, says PwC China. Another voice, blockchain will play a key role in the changing aviation ecosystem, says the Boeing company. So, knowing that, what's our view of the aviation universe and its almost infinite possibilities for the use of blockchain and of course for the use of tokenization? We as Avinoc can see several fields like identity and security, ticketing, maintenance, repair and overhaul, edge suppliers, airlines, airports, aircrafts, and of course the business aviation as a whole. And in order to play all these fields together, we already have our own token. That's the Avinoc token. So knowing that, what's up? Sorry. What are actually the main problem operating the business and the reason for us to implement the blockchain technology within the aviation industry? First of all, it's speed. Speed matters. And besides speed, it's the reliability of the data. And blockchain technology can offer both of it. Yeah, as we said before, and we had already honor to listen to Erwin. That's the reason actually why Avinoc decided to migrate from the ETH to the Zeniq blockchain. And of course, the main question is, why did we do that? And why do we hope that this will be the right move for us? I have some reasons for you explaining this. Zeniq blockchain offers negligible fees, a reasonable scaling model, and it is compatible. Not only compatible, it's compatible with the ETH. They all together are providing the maximum on speed we need. So let's switch to the business side and make a deeper dive into the aviation industry and its fields. We can differ between airline and charter, the private aviation, and the business aviation. To give you an idea about the dimension of the industry and what we're really talking about, we will give you some numbers. The global contribution of the aviation industry to the world's GDP. The world's GDP is what all industries in the world are producing within a year, including products and services. And it's $1.8 trillion, and that's about 2% of the whole world's total GDP. The turnover of the aviation industry is $890 billion with the airline and the business aviation. And we have about 350,000 professional aircrafts worldwide in the air, and that's without the aircrafts of the private aviation. And now let's talk a little bit about the field what Avinoc is especially focused on at the moment, and that's the business aviation. First, to better understand what's business aviation per definition. Business aviation is the commercial, customized, unscheduled transport of passengers and cargo with business jets. And second, why is the business aviation especially our main focus? I've also collected some voices to answer this question again. Nearly half of business jet owners expect an Uber-style model in the next 3 years. That was already said in 2019 by the Lufthansa Group. And we're at least 15 years behind technology in business aviation management. That was said by Bernhard Fragner. Bernhard Fragner is co-founder and CEO of the Globe Air, and it's one of the leading private jet companies in Europe. And by the way, he's an Austrian, and it's also an Austrian company. And listen to these voices, and please imagine we are already in 2021, and there's still no digital solution outside in the business aviation to meet these needs and to make a direct booking of business and cargo flights possible, like booking an airline ticket.
The audience, this is the reason why we decided in 2019 to develop a product that would revolutionize the business aviation industry. But let me tell you that not only aviation experts like working in our company, we have experts in the fields of blockchain, artificial intelligence, finance for sure, and software developers with many years of experience. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very proud today to present you the first big project developed by our company Avinoc. We called it VOO, and VOO stands for Portuguese and means the flight. VOO uses the power and the possibilities of blockchain technology to solve the existing problems my partner mentioned in his slides before. And together with you guys, we are sure that we can move the sky together. But I will give you first an example how we work, how I work in that business. And I called this slide the booking disaster. Before I came here to Dubai, I had to organize a flight for a customer of mine with a private jet. So you can imagine, it was pretty simple. We fly from A to B, one person. To make this flight possible, it took me 2 freaking days. Yeah, that's it. During that day, or during that 2 days, there were tons of emails written, conversations on WhatsApp took place, and for sure many calls had to be made. Once again, 1 flight, 2 days of work. When I booked my airline flight with Emirates, it took me 10 minutes to go to Dubai. So you can imagine where we are right now in digitalization in the business aviation. So you write here 2021, ladies and gentlemen, but the way of working in that business is like 20 years ago. There's a lack of digitalization, there's a lack of networking, but above of all, there's a lack of speed. But in 2022, this will come to an end. We will not count in days anymore, we will count in minutes. Because in the future with VOO is in less than 5 minutes a business flight from Dubai found, selected and paid for. And this is, ladies and gentlemen, we talk about the booking time of the future. So we are currently developing the first marketplace worldwide so far that makes it possible to search and book a flight with a private jet in real time. Of course, these flights can be paid over the platform in fiat as well as in cryptocurrency. We will go live with our product in Q1 2022, and I can promise you, we will revolutionize the business aviation industry over the next years together. So with our marketplace, we connect the most important participants in the business aviation on just one single platform. That's the goal we have. And due to the blockchain technology, and thanks to Zeniq, to the Zeniq blockchain, we will offer our customers not only the necessary speed they need for their transactions, we can provide them also the necessary security within the system. I can tell you that all necessary features running on VOO, but also the high complex interrelations inside the system are developed and implemented by our own team of developers in Austria. And we are also in a constant exchange with selected companies who are testing our system right now to achieve the highest performance on the market. And for sure, VOO will be a responsive web application for desktop and mobile devices. But let's talk a little bit of blockchain and tokens. Let me tell you a few things about the Avinoc token in the product. The Avinoc token will have two very important functions. First of all, we implemented a cryptocurrency loyalty program. So the customers on VOO will be credited with tokens for each transaction in the form of a loyalty program, which many of you will know from major airlines. It will be exactly the same. And these tokens can be reused for any transaction on the platform again. And the second function is the payment. Every single flight on the platform can be paid with Avinoc tokens. And this is the particular advantage, ladies and gentlemen, that every paid flight is recorded in the blockchain. Credit card fraud, for example, is a thing of the past. But again, let me tell you, we are just at the beginning of our journey. Because we see the Avinoc token as the aviation token of the future. Every transaction in the future could take place with the Avinoc token. No matter if it's the payment of aviation fuel, landing fees, or any third-party charges. And now, Gernot, I may ask you to present the audience these numbers we are looking into the next years.
Actually, of course. So what's the target market for VOO and Avinoc in the business aviation? We're talking about the business aviation at the moment, where we can use our Avinoc token. It's about 13 billion US dollar per year. This is the total turnover only for business flights without any additional transactions. And of this, VOO's marketplace is focused on reaching a market share of 25% within the next 7 years and of 30% within the next 10 years. This market share will be an enormous success and also representing a real huge volume already. But the most important thing we have to understand is that this number, this huge amount, is only representing 0.2% of the GDP of the whole aviation industry. And this fact can give us an idea about the future potential of our Avinoc token. Our VOO marketplace is only the beginning of our long Avinoc journey. There's just one more important thing to say. What Avinoc and VOO will do for the Avinoc token. Reaching all our goals, we will be able to buy and reinvest about $1 billion in our own token within the next 10 years to drive our own asset and to make it even stronger.
Together with you, ladies and gentlemen, we will make the Avinoc token story as the most successful and especially long-term story for all of us. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. It was a pleasure to be here with you today. And now I'm very happy to hand over to Werner, who will give you some further information about SAFIR, Zeniq, and Avinoc. Thank you very much and have a good day. Goodbye.
As you will find out, it's nearly impossible because you cannot compare. Huh? When you put cargo on top or something like else, it's nearly an impossible task to do. So they will bring it together. So this thing will create billions and billions and billions and billions in real turnover. And this will happen, just to understand it right, this will happen anyway, with us or without us. But they have decided to do it with us. This is the most important thing, because it's decided with two bundles. One effect what is possibly clear to everyone. So when this is moved to the Zeniq blockchain and the transactions are happening all the time, this has an influence on the whole development of the Zeniq coin. This is one thing. But of course there's something else. And so I know, of course, it was a long day already, but for this next 30 minutes, we should be very concentrated. Because when you understand that now correctly, you will be completely blown away. Because we will do something what nobody did before. Because so many people have asked, of course, I'm minting no coins, coin is increasing, understand tokenization, this and this and this and this. But is there also a possibility to connect the network directly to these tokenization projects? So because when you are building up, for example, a network, you have there 100 people, 1,000 people, 10,000 people, 100,000, whatever. So there will be a lot of people who say afterwards, with these tokenization projects, makes sense, here's real estate, here's this, I want to buy for 100 euro token here, 1,000 here, 10,000 here, 1 million here, whatever. So, but you basically have offered them, with your sharing of these informations, the possibility to do so. So how we could benefit the network out of that? Then your people say, I will buy these tokens. This is a very complicated process because, like you know, we've spoken a few times about already today about that, everything has to be correct and everything has to be compliant. This was like an impossible task to do. How to bring that together, make that possible in addition, but it's solved. It's solved. To connect the network directly to these tokenization projects like Avinoc, which is already tokenized, but the procedure is the same. This is the important thing on it. And for that we have now be very concentrated to really understand for what we are talking about. So that means a value creating strategy on a way like nobody has done it before. So on one side we have a tokenized project or a project that will be tokenized, one of these two things, in this case it's tokenized already. And then on the other side we need a way how we bring the things now together. So of course I don't know exactly how well educated everybody is in the room when we talk about blockchain and this crypto market. But a lot of people have asked over the last months about that. And of course, the goal was also to bring that insight in this whole concept. And for sure, the most of you will know this word. And this word is called staking. You know staking? Yeah? So staking is something, to make it a little bit easy to explain. You are locking up your digital assets for a specific time frame, what you decide by yourself, based on the offered possibilities. And for this locking up, because you are give to something liquidity, and for this locking up of this value, you are getting paid for that. And this works on a very special way. And possibly you can see that here, one of the biggest newspapers in this blockchain industry, biggest blocks, Nasdaq, they also say staking is the quite giants of the crypto industry. And for those of you who not know exactly what it is, I just want to give you a few examples to that. Because possibly you have recognized that in the last months, or 1 year, 1.5 years, a few coins and tokens were going through the roof. A few have asked themselves how this is possible. Because when they have made the research and they've looked, what is it exactly? Well, it's nice, but why? Why some coins and tokens are going through the roof, and when you compare it, if they are really so much better than everything else, you realize that in most cases, no. So how this is possible? This is possible with staking. Yeah? Just to give you an idea, this is an overview which coins can be staked, for example. And I'll just give you here three examples. These superstars over the last, basically 12 months. Polkadot, was developing well, I would say. Yeah? What do you think, what's the percentage, the percentage of the total supply of Polkadot which is on staking, which cannot be moved because the people have decided to give this liquidity to the project and not touch it for a specific time frame. What is the percentage which is in staking when we talk about Polkadot? What do you think? 5%? 59% is in staking. That means 59% of all Polkadot coins tokens cannot be traded because they are blocked. So when you reduce the number of coins and tokens which can be traded and the request is in place for that, because people want to buy, what is happening? The price is automatically increasing. That's a mathematical result. So, other example, Solana, can be also that you have seen what they have done over the last few months. Unbelievable. And then could also be that you had exactly look what is Solana exactly. Is that really so great that it goes to this roof? When you compare it to that what we're talking about, Zeniq and Zeniq blockchain and all those possibilities, you really have to say, but what is happening to them? What is the reason? The reason is they have 77.66% in staking. So only a small portion of all these coins and tokens can be moved on the exchanges. Everything else is blocked by the investors of these tokens, by themselves. And the next one, Cardano, also a superstar in this crypto world. 70% staked, cannot be traded. So that means less tokens, less coins from the circulating supplies on the market available. People want to buy. The mathematical, automatic result is the coin price only can go in one direction. There is no other way possible. So, you understand? So why companies are doing that? And they say we offer staking. This gives to them massive liquidity where they can work with. And later on, of course, through their profits, over the smart contracts, however they are doing it, they distributing it back to the investors of their coins and their tokens. So this is the concept behind it. So, and we have seen before, there's a real project with a real connection to the real economy. When you look to these giants, please say me what exact project they have. What is the exact project they have, which is really connected to the real economy? Difficult to answer. That what we just have seen, and this is one example, Avinoc. They will do very, very well. Because it's a real connection, a real solution for the real economy. It's not a game, it's real. So, and of course, this Avinoc token can be purchased already. It's already listed on Uniswap. Now, of course, can be the question for you. So, what this have now to do with us? How this can be a benefiting concept to us? So, and for that I'm very happy for this cooperation, because this staking will be done on a new way, like also nobody have did what I've done before. So we have to be concentrated. There will be the possibility, if someone wants to do so, to buy these tokens, of course, but on a specific way. So on the Zeniq app, this is also the reason why you should download it. It's not there right now, but it's working through this way. So everyone who would have heard about Avinoc, the possibilities, the price development, what could happen with this token, whatever. So just download the Zeniq app, and when this is done, then they, of course, add Avinoc to their coin or token portfolio. So when this is done, the next step is also very simple. they just say on the app, yeah, when it's activated, I have something else, Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever, I want to swap over on the app, yeah, to Avinoc. I buy Avinoc through the Zeniq app, so not this complicated process or MetaMask, whatever. Buy directly there, and then you see already here is a small button, and this small button is called stake. You push the button, and then you can decide as a customer for which time frame I would like to stake the Avinoc token. So this whole process is basically 30 seconds. Huh? This is how long it takes. But why customers should do that? Huh? Why it makes sense to do that for them? It's benefiting them on a very special way. Huh? So, when this is done from a customer, you have the possibility on the Zeniq app to choose between 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, and 10 years staking time. That's your own decision. So, when I say, okay, I stake the Avinoc token through the Zeniq app, just click, done after 30 seconds. That means he's getting on his volume in his tokens, the money what he is putting in there to buy these tokens, to stake it, 2% a year. Which is already something interesting, I think. What is the current interest on your bank account? Can also be 2, but not with a plus in front. Can be. 2%, only to stake it for 1 year. When the customer says, okay, 3 years, 3% every year, 5 years, 4%, and 10 years, 5% every year. And this is fixed. This is how staking works. Now, of course, there's a big calculation in the background, but this is how staking works. So 5% every year, plus, and this is coming on top, but this we'll see a little bit later, the profits of the staking are also getting distributed on a special way. Huh? So this is already very competitive to other projects outside in the market what you can stake. Because we have to speak please about real projects. You will also find in the internet when you start to Google things, when you stake it 1 year, it gets 300%. The only problem is with it, this will never happen after 1 year. Huh? So it just stays there, looks nice. Huh? On real project to get such a staking profits is already not just nice, that's, how to say, there are not a lot of real competitors who can beat that. But of course, there is a side effect on it, like said before. It's not just the profit out of the staking. It's also when people are doing that, they are limiting the maximum circulating supply on the exchanges from this token. That means, based on the mathematical results, it basically only can go in one direction. Of course, not just like that. It's like in the crypto market anyway, it goes like that. Huh? Huh? But in the middle run and the long run, it's a mathematical result. So, this is already something good. You like it? Okay, you still not love it, I see. You like it? After the next 2 slides, you will love it. Huh? So, because there's an additional possibility, and this is now how the connection is done between Avinoc and SAFIR. And not forget, this is the first project what we will do with SAFIR in this direction. So we open the door to a billion dollar market in addition, and this is staking. Huh? So that means there have to be a connection, because otherwise, why I give you now this information? It's nice to know, but what could your benefit out of that? Huh? So when the customer, again, with 1 click, this is not shown here now how it works exactly, because we just want to show it at the moment where it's activated. Because I know that a lot of other outside there in the market are trying something like that, but they could not solve it from how to do it, from the legal perspectives and all these other things. Huh? So we will show in the last moments, before it's getting activated, what is this connection point. But when the connection point is done, that means the customer, 30 seconds, say, okay, staking, 1 year, 5 years, whatever. Then he has one QR code to scan to get this connection to the SAFIR back office. And that means when he's doing that, he's not getting any more 2% when he's deciding for 1 year. He's getting 1% on top. That means 50% more. When he just gives us the information in SAFIR with one click, I have staked Avinoc token. Understand? So, when he says 3 years, I want to stake it, plus 2%, it's plus 66% in total. If he says 4 years instead of 4%, plus 3.5% every year. If he says 10 years instead of 5%, plus 5%, plus 100%. This means in total, if you stake this token, in 1 year, 3%. 3 years long, every year 5%. 5 years long, every year 7.5%. 10 years long, every year 10%. 10%. And that for a real project, which is happening anyway, with us or without us. So this is already from the perspective of a customer, from my point of view, spectacular. So they have not to think about it when they have a little bit and say, okay, there are possibilities, opportunities, what they could do with it. So, but now of course, how is this benefit distributed to the customer which is buying these tokens and just staking it? And also there are very different concepts on the market. Few concepts make it, for example, like that. You have to wait the whole staking time, and to the end of the staking time, you get your staking profits. It's one possibility. That would mean, when we look to the maximum time frame of 10 years, you would have to stake the tokens, whatever amount you want, and you have to wait 10 years, and hopefully after 10 years you know it has worked or not. Yeah? So, then there's a second option, what a lot of others are doing, and this is, for example, to make that every year the benefits are distributed to the customer which has staked the token. Also nice. Very innovative solutions make it every month. What's of the three you prefer? What would be the best one?
Every day.
So you know, when we are doing something, we not do it, how to say, in the normal way. We try to do it on the best way possible. And for that reason, you had right, the time frame to getting it distributed to your wallet, where you have staked it, is basically every day. That means the customer knows from the first day on if it works or not. Every day, basically it's every second. Yeah? But there's a lot of people who explain it like that will not understand how it should work. Basically it's every second. Yeah? So, without break, staking profits are paid back to the wallets where the customer have made the staking. Yeah? So, this is, from my point of view, I don't know how you have seen it yet, how you have understood it exactly, the staking stuff, a masterpiece from the point of view of a customer. You like it? You love it? But there is something in addition. When you stake this token and you get every day distributed the profits of the staking on your wallet, and you hold the profits there, which are also of course distributed as tokens, and the token price is rising up, it has a double effect in addition. Yeah? So it can be much, much more than that. So how this is now connected exactly to the SAFIR network? Because from the customer perspective, I think everyone is clear, great. So what can bring that for your career development within SAFIR? So of course you know our benefit plan, how that looks like, how it works. Of course also about that we will see tonight a little bit more on the gala dinner. No? And when you understand now the next slides, can be that there will be faster double gold diamonds like you ever could imagine until today. Because what we have done until today was the preparing phase. We have brought the master nodes in the market. So decentralization, tokenization projects getting added to the whole infrastructure. And in addition to that, now the staking possibilities are in the market through us. And this is just the first one of it. So everything reflects what we are doing here, everything reflects directly on the Zeniq coin development. So this is not something separately, which have not the influence on the other things, it has a direct influence on the other things. This is coming on top, by side of what could happen with the Avinoc token. So this connection, technically, how this will be done to connect it to SAFIR, like I said before, this is the last puzzle that will show in the moment of activation. This we want nobody showed before, that nobody understands how it's exactly done. So, like said, like seen before, when people are logging in to the SAFIR, it's just give the information with one click on the app. I have staked. Then the customer 3%, 5%, 7.5%, 10% every year as his benefits as a customer. So, and now how the network can benefit out of that. Calculation for the benefit plan. If the customer stakes for 1 year, 30% of the staked volume will be counted to the benefit plan from his whole volume, 30%. If someone says, I want to stake 3 years, the volume that he is staking, 60% are counted to the benefit plan. If he says 5 years, 95% is counted to the benefit plan. And if he says, I have understood it, I do it for 10 years, 100%. So that means 100% if someone stakes, for example, €1,000 or $1,000, whatever, in the Avinoc token in this example now, this means, like you know it, the 69% are going directly in the same second to the benefit plan. It's also real time. Also real time. And in addition to that, also the customer is getting his benefits. This is done on a very intelligent way. So basically, that you get a little bit of understanding how this is calculated. So our normal unilevel plan, of course, we know 15 levels, everything clear. So how it looks like in this example. The customer says, or would say, I make a staking for 3 years. €1,000, 60% like we have seen before, it's calculated for the benefit plan from this volume. So the benefit plan, normally, when you have now an order from €1,000, it would look like that. When this is a direct customer, €90, indirect 80, indirect 70, and so it goes on. Like we know it, all together. So in this example, when we say 60% is calculated, that means 60% of these numbers. That means instead of 90, 54. Instead of 80, 48. Instead of 70, 42. And so it goes on. So how it can look like the same than before? The solution is very simple. Through our staking tips. Very simple. It just have to be 10 years and everything looks the same. The best version, of course, also for the customer, because when you calculate it, if a customer says 5 years or 10 years, yeah? Because based on this difference on the profits, 7.5% or 10% a year, yeah? Basically after 5 years, he have already, how to say, when he is choosing 10 years, he have made the profits already after 5 years compared to the 5 years. I will give you an example of that. Huh? So this is how it looks like from the unilevel plan. And then of course how this is have an influence on the career plan, also based on the same example. 3 years, customer says I want to stake 1,000 euros. Huh? 60% is the calculation basis. That means normally the 1,000 euro when we are selling hardware is for the aggregates. Yeah, in your back office you know this wording of course. Yeah? So in this case it would be 60%, that would mean 600 euro calculated for the aggregates. The rest anyway you look for yourself how it's calculated. What is the solution to come again on the same percentages like we know it from the hardware sales? Very simple, 10 years. Best decision for the customer, best decision of course also for the network, 1,000 euros calculated and 1,000 euro in the aggregate. Yeah? I think very clear?
Absolutely.
Yeah? And just it's not now clear for you. When we're talking about tokenization projects, when we are talking about existing tokenized projects, what do you think? With what you can do a higher sales volume? With hardware or with something like that? In this project is no limit. Yeah? And this is not just the first one, how we will get this connection started between these things. And this will be also one of the reasons why a lot of companies want to talk with us right now, because they know when they tokenize something, they don't have to have a fear that there will be too less requests. You know? So all parties involved are benefiting to the maximum. So how the influence is on the bonus pool, when we talk about the staking, there is no influence because this is anyway calculated in the performance. This share pool. So basically, this is a small example. How we will connect this tokenization projects directly to the network. Because when you have built up a team of 100,000, 10,000, 100,000, like I said before, a lot of people will say, of course, I also want to build up real value, real assets, because these tokens are representing real assets in the background. Huh? So real projects, real use cases. So they will do that anyway. Yeah? And of course, through our platform, we also will inform the people what is going on. And they will use these possibilities. So in this moment where they are using it, and they have made one-time this connection from the Zeniq app to the SAFIR back office, and it's getting automatically calculated there for the whole benefits plan. So strategically, a masterpiece. And when you calculate it a little bit, with this project and with other projects which will follow, what we will do on a very similar way, then you know there is no limit anymore. There is no limit from possible volume. Yeah? What can be done through the network? And the whole key for that we can do it, is not so simple, but when you think about it, you will understand it. What exactly is selling SAFIR in this moment? When someone says I do this staking, what in this moment SAFIR is selling? Nothing. We sell nothing. Yeah? We just give a tip to people, they say, okay, tokenization project's interesting, I want to be part of it. We just give a tip. The customer is buying the tokens on a decentralized wallet. We are not selling any token. Yeah? And he just is giving us the information that he have done it. That's it. So, this is important because you know we are a hardware reseller. We are not involved in any financial business. We offer no crypto trading, no coin buying, no coin selling. And this is still the case. The customer is doing it by himself through a decentralized wallet, just give us the information. He gives the double on benefits. And that's it. With this connection, we can benefit the whole network. And this, with all these projects which are already on the table, they will come in addition in the future. This network, this company, our company, will go through the roof. It will get the biggest thing in the next year. So, and of course, for that reason, it makes also a lot of sense for people when they say, I want to mint the Zeniq coin. Because all these projects which are setting over to the Zeniq blockchain, all these transaction fees, also the staking which brings volume, in this case also transaction fees, reflects again back to the Zeniq token. That means everything what we are doing, tokenization, staking tips, infrastructure, everything what you know, everything reflects back to the Zeniq coin, and for that reason, we'll see where it could go. From my point of view, it will be something what not many have seen in their lifetime. So when it starts, this whole procedure will be activated December 2021. It's not so far away. So you've seen hardware, hub, tokenization. You've seen the additional category, product category, and the health sector, which is also amazing. And now you've seen something but the most people not even would try to think about it because it sounds in the first moment impossible to do. But thanks to the chief architect of this whole thing, because like I said, and people when there was in a Zoom call that I have done, they've heard it many times. This guy is, from my point of view, an absolutely genius. Others would have even thought about it to go in a direction like that because it sounds impossible to do. He's able to do it. So, and for that reason, we not just will try to reach the stars, we will reach for the stars. So I hope this day for you was already great, more than great, spectacular. And of course this day is not over, because now we have a break from around 2 hours, and then we meet us here again at 8 p.m. And then we have here the gala dinner. You will see a lot of great things, because also in the gala dinner there will be a presentation. You also will see there things what you will not expect. Good break, we relax us, enjoy us, come back with full energy, full concentrated.